Oh! Thank you!
Ahem, ahem. Audio check, audio check. What's up, what's up? Let's go to the main screen. Oop. Ho ho ho, there we go. What's up? It's Ace Attorney Chronicles time. Woo! Yay. One sec, I'm gonna change my props a little bit. I'm not currently having a beer. I'm having Dr. Cola right now. That's today. That's how you can tell what kind of mood you're gonna be up for in the stream.
It's because you gotta stay awake.
I need I need to be awake and focused for this game, obviously.
To solve a crime.
Because we've got crimes to solve. Wait, actually I have an idea. I have something else I want to add.
You have the perfect body on right now.
I do. Okay, wait, let's turn this on. Where is it? I've got it somewhere. There's an image I want to use. There we go, that's the one. Alright, we're just gonna... There we go. We've got a Hosonaga TV. Okay. I don't know, wait. It's kind of, it might be a bit much. But, how about this? Oh, wait, oh, this one's huge. We gotta make this one smaller. For the bro. There you go. This is who we're fighting for right now, anyway. So he gets to be on the TV. Hell yeah. It's just... Alrighty, okay. What's up, people? It's time for another episode of The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna be starting a new case today. CaptnmcD's very excited to play more of this game. I'm pretty pumped to play more of this game too. And I did want to start earlier, but I also felt like doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And Evo was on today, so that was cool. CaptnmcD is like beating Majora's Mask right now too, so there are other things happening outside of this game. However, we're about to start episode 3, The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Investigation part 1. Let's go right to it. Below. Oh, someone says hi.
What's our case called?
The Runaway Room. Yeah. Episode 3, The Adventure of the Runaway
Glancing
Room.
over my records of the late last century, I am faced by
Oh,
the
yeah, these
events
parts
of
are voice
a
acted.
sudden bitter winter.
I forgot about that.
A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself.
And there's other guys in the carriage.
However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end.
Oh no,
in
is
such
something bad gonna happen?
horrendous
I mean,
manner.
obviously something bad will happen.
My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Ah, wait. Is this saying that Herlock Sholmes is going to be our bro?
Yeah.
Is he going to be our bro? Is he our new bro? No, he can't be our new bro. He's a second bro.
Amazing.
I love that cape.
Is this really just a railway station?
They're going to find Harry Potter.
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
That is not the accent I expected for her to have.
And look at all the steam locomotives.
She's ready to be here.
This
They're
country is
ready to be
incredible.
here. Ooh, yeah, it was very highly defined for some reason.
You must have good focus.
Oh, look at that.
It's the best weapon.
Something about it tells me that was like localized over.
Like I'm dreaming.
Because if you look at it, it looks animated slightly different.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to
For
go.
a price.
In that case, the Supreme Court.
Go
might
directly
have
to
something
jail.
in mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Yo, I love those little safety doors.
Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital.
It really must have seemed like that at the time, in the Victorian era.
I mean, in the past, everybody thought all the big cities that you went to were so huge and important because compared to where they came from,
It was small.
huge.
18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Wow, I like that it's in a clock tower and there's just gears everywhere. What an incredible place.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There's some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been just built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's certainly unfamiliar. Oh, you couldn't have paper houses in Britain. They'd get soggy too fast. I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? What was this place again?
And this is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
The Lord Chief Justice?
We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So, we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain,
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for. A whole month.
Are we gonna
Just...
take a test?
Do we have to take a test? Uh-oh.
Like in Yakuza or Cruising?
Oh, this dude... this guy's just gonna size us up.
Here in Great Britain, Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London.
Oh, I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Who's this gonna be? Das. Oh, look at the mutton chops on that man. Oh. Hello there, Leo Whitefang.
I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan.
From Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. You're an hour late? Damn, dude. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
That's excellent.
How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire.
Oh, I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse.
It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Yonosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan.
Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London.
Yo, look at this. They had to zoom out for how powerful this man is.
The capital of our glorious British Empire.
Yes, thank you. He's so big. Look at that profile. Converse. Look at my armband. I'm a lawyer. Let's talk to him. Actually, you know what? I want to see what he has to say about it. Lord Strongheart, may I show you this? Oh, generic text, I'm guessing.
To accept this item, issue a receipt, examine it thoroughly, and make a formal statement of my findings. Would require something in the region of 24 seconds of my time.
Sorry?
Does the item warrant 24 seconds of my time, Mr. Naruhodo?
Wow.
Let's leave it for now. This conversation was like longer. It was as long as that. Oh man, that's the kind of character we're dealing with. Alright.
So big and important in this podcast.
Oh, but you know you can feel when you get the generic text in this game.
So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London?
Well... I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city.
Oh, Brian's Coco.
It's simply splendid.
Brian, I didn't even remember Ryan's Coco. That's all you, CaptnmcD.
It's the best in London.
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words.
Thank you, Susato. Thank you for carrying this conversation.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearheaded every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded.
Cool. London's got cool stuff because they're on the forefront of the future.
Astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. Because if they don't, we consider them ungrateful and throw them into the streets. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London.
Great exhibition?
Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
Damn.
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world.
Even if you do say so yourself.
The sun will never set on our great empire.
That's... oh man. Damn.
Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Okay, yeah, alright. This dude is like London fucking at triple S plus tier. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you?
Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves.
That's right.
The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores.
It's amazing. The news reached him before we even got here. What kind of magic's that?
My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo.
This is it then. The moment of truth. Present attorney's badge. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead.
Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done.
Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean.
Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand.
Well, the thing is... Oh, this really isn't going well at all. I can't seem to find the right words to say this to man.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's me. It's Miss Susato. Actually, there's no one. It's me. I can do it.
Is that so?
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but...
No qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer.
I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. No, and I had Kazuma help me, and I was the accused. Glossing over the details. Man, you really know how to sell yourself short there, Ryunosuke. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya.
The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. He's like, oh. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please.
31 seconds.
Sorry?
Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer.
Oh, thanks.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Huh?
But let me ask you one thing first, sir.
Yes?
You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
Well, yes. That's my intention. Yeah, I'm guessing it involved him. I'm wondering what this could be.
I see.
Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you.
Really? Test. Let's do it. Bring it on. So, what form will the test take exactly?
Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be?
Well, defending people, of course.
Well said. So let's have you defend someone.
Huh?
Oh, they're gonna give you a case.
We're gonna get a case right away.
Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as of yet, so this will be welcome news.
Today?
Straight away.
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler?
Ugh. How do I get myself into these situations? Man, we don't even know the guy. What if the guy's like actually a murderer?
It might just be a bad case.
Yeah, what if this is like
nobody has taken it.
Oh, what if it's like, no, this dude absolutely did it. Oh no.
I could ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
A murder case, of course.
Yes, good question. Remember? A murder.
Yeah, it's a murder trial.
A murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose.
That's easy to say.
But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment.
Capital punishment? He'll be put to death?
That's how it is here in Britain.
Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law?
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We'd be toying with a man's life.
I'm the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable.
Since I am
But
justice, it's fair.
can you? Oh, goodness.
Oh, you don't have the balls to be a lawyer, do you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
So the defendant may live or die, depending on how well I perform in court. What if we have to defend, like, Swan Hat Lady? Oh.
We're like, I hate
And we have
this
to, like...
woman. She's
And
so
we know she did it.
guilty.
But we have to play lawyer. Be hanged.
Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen.
He's testing my resolve.
What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
I'm doing it. What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I will do it. Let's go. All right, then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out.
15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it?
Sorry?
You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over.
Oh, does he just... Yes, Lord Strong... Oh, what? Thank you for offering me a chance. We just... Oh, no guts. Our guts were not there.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato. But what could I do?
It's alright. I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances.
But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Oh, nothing else to add.
Wait, Mr. Naruhodo.
He liked our take on
Did you like our take on that?
He was like, it wasn't that you didn't have the balls.
Oh.
You just didn't want
This random to be
thrown
like
in the same bus as you.
Was there something else?
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time.
But I just said that...
I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him.
What?
So he was like, you...
At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. One possible outcome.
So they're like, don't feel
He's
bad,
guilty.
Like you're giving him a bad chance when you could have a good one.
Oh.
You have no chance,
It's-
and you can give him any.
It's like bad chance versus no chance for this dude. That's pretty brutal.
He will receive the most harsh sentence the judge can pass down.
But that's awful.
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question.
Listen, sometimes you don't have an answer. Sometimes it just be like that.
The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you.
I'm really his only hope?
So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
He's like, you're clearly calling the shots.
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh.
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
Oh, damn. Just like, go chill in the city, get your ticket tomorrow, or go save this guy.
Yeah.
He's gone.
The Old Bailey. Yo, let's go.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
Watch his appointment be like also there, like he's just there chilling. He's like, haha, welcome back. Okay, converse. What to do? Mr. Sato, can I just ask you Oh, no.
Careful. From this position, I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant.
I know.
Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts imminently. If I need to throw you, I will.
You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom.
If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey.
Or, like, on the ride there. It's not instant travel. We'll have time to talk. Let's go.
It is instant travel. Look at
Look at that. There was no time for a conversation in there.
We were too distracted by the sights of London.
The Old Bailey. 18th February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber.
Oh, thank goodness. We're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
What? If you leave now, you might make it in time. Damn, there's a bit of leeway there. Thankfully.
You know, you've never been here before.
Oh, that's
You got
true.
lost.
This man is very accommodating with time. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose.
We also clearly told the carriage man, we're in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, I guess we did tell them we're in a hurry, but let's see what kind of hurry we were in.
Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. And there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
So we paid him well.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
So it was 20 minutes.
So
of a
it was-
normal ride.
it would have been
We
no-
saved 15.
We saved 15 minutes with bribery. Well, not bribery, incentive.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all.
Is it us? Are we the defendant? God damn it. Did this happen to us again? This is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever's about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're supposed to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir.
He sounds. Oh.
Hello? What are yous doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they?
Are you defending Willy Wonka?
Are we defending Willy Wonka? Thank you, CaptnmcD.
Did somebody try and
Like,
sneak
there's
that
just-
golden ticket?
You know what? If I make this guy an emote in the Discord server, I'm going to make one for his face and one for his hat. I just enjoy this guy's design. He seems to be 50% hat.
You love hats.
I love hats. Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do yous need? No.
Here for money?
We're just here because... Oh, no need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, none to eat, barely a penny to your name. All while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Is he saying, you poor foreigners, let me help you with my big London money?
Yes, that's exactly.
'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Are you a loan shark?
Oh, rich client. How
This-
does he not have a lawyer?
Yeah, how does this man not have a lawyer? Is he just extra grimy? Is that why?
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout.
But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
Hey yo, dude. Hey yo, dude. What's up, Rorix? We're just starting the second case now. We're meeting our client. Third case. Well, technically second case.
Second trial.
It's our second trial.
But the
It's our
events
third
on
chapter.
the boat was a case. We just
It is
didn't
a-
take it to trial.
It is our second trial, yes.
The person confessed. He didn't need to go to trial.
So this time we are we basically met Big Lord Chief Justice Man, who's Leo Whitefang. And he was like, yeah, if you want to become a lawyer here, you got to pass the test. And the test is defending this man in literally 20 minutes.
And so now we're here.
And now we're here.
Defending Willy
We're
Wonka.
defending Willy
But
Wonka.
he's rich and he wants to give us
Yeah.
Lamborghini.
He thinks we're poor as fuck because we're from Japan. I watched the last Evangelion film. Ooh.
The one that makes the least
How
sense.
was it? Does it make less sense than the rest of them? Oh, no.
Well, because it kind of, you're following it along.
Well,
following it
I think there's a
along,
new one,
and
though.
then it goes all weird.
I think there's a new one. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'd have to check it out. It's a new one, right, Roryx? I think, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. What? 'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Yeah, new one just came on Amazon Prime. Ah, okay. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ow! Oh! Hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. Huh? So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more.
Well, he knows he's not
Oh.
allowed to be defended at all. But, like,
Yeah.
the justice said you don't get to defend yourself. It's just if he doesn't have a lawyer.
Yeah. So
like,
he's just, as long as I have a
don't know who
lawyer.
you are, but just stand on the bench and say you're a lawyer.
I just need someone to be there as a lawyer, and then I'll deal with it.
And we're like, great, that's literally why we're here.
Yeah, that's like, how perfect. We were here because we wanted to be your lawyer. It's good to hear they wrap up the story, but it's a weird one. Okay. Well, to see any wrapping up in the story of in an Evangelion story is, it would be something to finally see that story, like, made sense of. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
Maybe. Bluster and blazes. Do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names?
Do you own Brian's chocolate?
Do you own Brian Chocolate?
Willy Wonka? Is it Brian?
Is it Brian Wonka? We've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. Suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry? A park. What? 'Tis called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. I don't trust this man. We're gonna, like, get this guy free, and he's gonna be like, haha, gotcha, I murdered that bitch.
I was gonna say, where's he hiding the gun? It's in another hat.
Oh, man, does he have a hat gun? I bet this man has a hat gun.
Do you think that his hat will open like a spawn?
I wonder if perhaps the top of his hat is just a cannon hole, and he loads things into it. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But... now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Alright, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. I should have said that with more gusto. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best.
What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I?
Well, yes, but I wasn't offering to just stand up there next to you.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here.
Sorry?
I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England?
Yeah.
Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well.
Not at all. That's not what's happening. Although, it is a little strange. I didn't think of that before, but now I'm thinking about it. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean.
That would be the fault of the Reaper.
Sorry? Did he just say the Reaper?
Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Beric Van Zykes. He's the prosecutor.
The Von Karma.
Oh, is this our Von Karma for the game?
It's a Von.
It's a Von.
The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper. When Van Zyke stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been in the prosecutor, the accused has been damned.
So now lawyers won't take.
So now we're just not taking his case. Nobody was. Because he's too good.
That's dumb.
That sounds actually horrible for law. No one should ever have an 100% rate in, like...
But that's what
like,
the Von
that's what the Von Karmas have.
But then if you see stuff like Fracture, where that lawyer's trying to have the 100% rate, he just won't take cases that
He thinks
can't
oh.
to make their numbers look good.
Oh, well, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That seems more practical
Yeah.
than the I will
Prosecutor-
win all my
Yeah,
cases.
prosecution gets whatever case is there.
Yeah. I would imagine.
So it's reached the desperate situation, where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Beric Van Zykes. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam.
Intimidating.
It's cursed.
Cursed? What? Cursed? How is that? What?
The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make our way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin.
His counsel. That's me.
Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down.
This man's very expressive. I like it. If you're wondering why I'm taking so many screenshots, it's for the Discord. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened.
Until you showed your face here. I'd made up me mind, so I had.
Sorry?
I'd decided I'd have to defend myself in there.
How would that have worked?
But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please.
Just hand us what the
Just let us know what's up.
report is.
I literally know nothing about the case, or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I must defend. I just can't turn my back on him.
Can somebody give us the post-mortem report?
Can we get a post-mortem report? Can we get, like, literally any fact?
Mr. Naruhodo.
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in the courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes. Something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen.
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand.
Going in. I'll be right there. Do we get to keep the Susato with us? Or does she stay in the lobby? It's happening then.
Like our Maya?
My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Shit, man, he had nothing else.
He had money.
He had money. He did have money. We might get 1,000 guineas. Although we may have opted ourselves out of that deal by saying we were going to do it anyway. I have a suspicion that's how the post case is going to go.
Yeah,
we're not getting that money for sure. 18th February, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey Courtroom.
I mean, he might not be rich. He might
Oh.
just be dressed eccentrically and
Oh, yeah.
confident.
This dude could just be a gigantic liar. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? I enjoy that the judges are all hatted.
Or maybe they're a jury because there's a higher seat.
Ooh, maybe they're a jury. Centuries of... it's so different from the Supreme Court in Japan.
It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes. What?
We're on the wrong side.
Her eyes are a little...
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
I know, but I just can't help it.
As long as I get the job done, why does it look... No matter what my eyes look like.
Oh my
Look
goodness,
that
look at
cool
that
guy
dude.
over there.
Look at that dude. Look at that Grim Reaper.
Look at
This man looks like Santa. I was gonna...
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I declare this court to be in session.
I love fucking McGilded's just like, yeah, see? Like, just look at that neutral expression. He needs, like, a row of cards in front of him, like he's going to scam you. And he's got this single eyebrow raise. We are here today...
We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is fully prepared.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Santa,
Huh?
you
Oh,
understand all
yes,
languages
of course.
and all the children of the world. What does it matter if we speak English?
Yeah, Santa, don't you understand everyone? Yes, of course, sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Oh my goodness, this guy.
Those eyes please me, Nipponese.
Oh, did he just drop the N-bomb on us? Oh, oh my god, I can't believe how racist this guy's already. Huh?
They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation.
I need to give him like the most ominous voice I can like muster.
They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
Ugh, cold shiver just ran down my spine. Oh, you think he's a vampire? Yeah, he might be a Dracula.
Now, Mr. McGilded,
Yes, me lord.
you stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
As I have always said, me lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less... Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Oh, this dude is like... Oh man, this dude's gonna straight up like... Mother, please maybe go and play in McGilded Park. This dude's just gonna flex in the court to win.
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded.
Oh, because he made a park, even if he's a filthy murderer. That's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. Like, I don't trust that a case is going in our favor, ever.
Yes.
Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that your 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
I enjoy dude number 3. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. That dude just wants to say guilty.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
This dude looks like Axel from Guilty Gear. Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. Our stenographer... just ignore... Just nothing. Oh, and also nothing. That dude's ready.
I feel a chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, these people are...
The jury. Yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors.
Yes, a nice even number so that you can have ties.
The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but
Find out.
I'm sure it will be clear as the trial progresses.
Yes.
Prosecutor Van Zykes. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounce your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
Nobody's gone against him in 5 years.
No, nobody, they have not needed to use him in 5 years.
So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance which the court should be aware?
Oh, look at this gentleman.
I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper's been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. We're happy to know that we'll be out of here within a short period. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason.
Sorry? Thrice?
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
He made Legos. Oh.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service in the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
Autopsy report has been entered into the court record. Let's check that out immediately. photograph of the crime scene was entered into the court record. Let's check it out.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
Gloves with blood?
And these are... Good lord! Good lord, Seymour! Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by policemen who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them?
But I feel like if you stabbed him, you wouldn't get blood from holding the handle. You'd have to be like, "Oh man, are you okay?" Like you have to touch them. I guess if you went.
Yeah. I think that the stabbing technique could greatly vary how much blood would be on those gloves.
Yeah.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
The defendant's leather gloves have been entered into the court record. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other...
Oh, look at that point. Oh man, that's gotta be... I have an idea for this.
Was the accused, Magnus McGilden.
Okay, I'm gonna do that so I can get the screen cap of the thing specifically.
Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilded.
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilting, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before me in me life.
You never met him?
You never met him. And he's never seen him. Also, another thing. Who wears leather gloves with those gigantic rings?
Yeah.
Unless those leather gloves are like... over the... I don't know.
Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand.
See, that's what I said he was gonna say.
Oh, yeah. So that's what he's gonna say. He's gonna say, I was helping him. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement on the drivers is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it.
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Oh man. I can't get over how juror number 3 is just constantly in his like fighting game character select pose.
Order! 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 Order in the court! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Or the brick
What?
mason stabbed himself.
Or the brick... Oh,
Did you get
did something happening? I did something happening. I think we're still good. Is stream is live? Stream is live, guys? I think something made my computer a little not happy, but I think my live uptime is still good, so we should still be all right. Okay.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command.
Oh my god, look at this guy.
Bailiff, bring in the witnesses at once.
Yo, I love that guy's just like style. Oh, that dude is... There's something in the guy's hat. I can tell for sure. There's a rat in there. It's Ratatouille. I don't know. He doesn't give off the vibe of a magician. He might be, though. Anyone could be anything in these games.
Witnesses, your names and occupations.
My name is... Well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End.
Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
My name's First. Lady First. Make hats for gents.
That guy seems pleasant, but he might be hiding a secret.
Your hat doesn't stay on.
And yeah, his hat's not staying on. That makes him the most sus.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to an aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
Oh, there's like 10 dudes in this room. I'm gonna mix up all the voices continually. I apologize in advance. It's a lot of voices to try and juggle right now.
Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
Why is this guy like... Does he only have one eye? What the witnesses saw.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
Victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And then I saw it too.
A man was stabbed.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
Yeah, well...
One did.
Let's see here. They said the only 2 people in the omnibus
Yeah, and
were
this
those
is
2. And yet, I was on the omnibus and I saw it happen right beside me. How is that?
5 equals 2. 5 is 2 people. I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those 2 witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage.
Exactly. You said there was only 2 guys in the carriage.
No, we saw it.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
We got here like an hour
Our
ago.
omnibuses?
Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. We, only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime it is.
What? Do you mean the actual scene? We get to go?
A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably, you understand that much.
Yes.
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. We are on the forefront of justice, where we bring the crime scene to the court directly.
And you all get a chance to investigate it. And
Everyone-
solve the escape room puzzle.
Everyone gets 2 minutes in the escape room carriage death trap. And then we will come back to court and we'll see who has the right answer.
What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff,
Bring it in.
bring in the carriage. Bring forth the stricken omnibus.
That's fantastic.
But I'm on.
It's just right the fuck there.
I'm on our auto side though. So they were on top or something.
Yeah, I'm guessing they were on top.
But that
How
still
the
doesn't mean
flip
you
did
can
they see?
in front.
They maybe heard it at most. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers.
Like the ladder is up the
4
back.
passengers seated in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop on the deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus.
Do you enjoy my dramatic reading?
And I should point out to our foreign guests
I like that it's there like a witness behind the gate.
that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
So they're gonna say that the guys were
The
in
dudes
the
were
back
just
bench
looking
together,
down.
and the other ones were in the front bench and they looked through the window.
A skylight. Oh, where were you guys sitting in the carriage? Tell me right now.
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. Shit, that makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
Good, we're not the only ones.
There are a number of important clues remaining. There are a number of important remaining.
Let me get this right.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence.
This whole fucking crime scene is evidence.
That is the prosecution's wish.
Gotta show up the Hanosuga. I steal everything.
Oh, yeah.
from court. He's like, I brought
This
the whole
this
carriage
this
to
guy's
court."
got more evidence than Hosonaga. He's like,
Oh, you brought evidence to the court? Let me show you what happens in London. We bring the whole crime scene. My evidence is bigger, meaning I get more points for the prosecution.
imagine like each piece of evidence was like weighed as like for the defense or for the prosecution, and then just like if it's bigger physically,
Just gotta get
it's worth more points.
more than 50%.
Yeah. Like it's like Disgaea. You just need more evidence that's bigger in your favor.
Very well, I see no reason why not. The omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Can we like look at it? Can we look in it?
Check the court record.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's just like look at stuff.
Look at the gloves too.
Yeah, you know what? Let's look at everything. Hello? Oh, this is my A button right now.
Victim, named Thrice Fired Mason, male, age 54, occupation, brickmaker. Time and cause of death, 15th February, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma.
He got stabbed. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, he definitely got stabbed.
Missing a button.
He's missing a button. Good call, CaptnmcD.
Well, they made this run so obvious.
Yeah, the thread seems to really stick out, actually. Like, Yep, that's a dude.
Also, his hat's stitched like the hat makers.
Yeah, his hat's like a Franken hat. Damn, that's some blood. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Oh, yeah? No, he was. Ah, pity. If only he'd been left-handed. I mean, you can only use that defense so much when it's like, you can use it when it's not the moment of murder, I think. Because, like, in the moment of murder, you're going to be, like, thinking about it.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
Thank you, Susato. Let's just...
Take a look around.
Phoenix right Because it doesn't... Okay, wait. Because isn't omnibus also a word for something else? Like, let me...
They use it for when bills are
like,
grouped together.
Omnibus meaning.
Like, do you remember they were trying to pass a bunch of bills in the government together and they called it an omnibus bill?
Ah, okay. Oh, a book containing reprints of a number of works. Yeah. Man, I could use the Phoenix Wright Omnibus so that I can get those last 2 games played. I still need to play Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. One day I'll get through the Phoenix Wright Omnibus. I can't find anything out of place. 418. Job matters. London head office. Okay, lights. London 5th Avenue. Job masters. I can't, like, fully... Is there anything hiding under? Is there any secrets under?
Can you go in?
Can we get a nice look at that undercarriage? Can we go in? We cannot go in. Can we go in? We can go in! Wait, maybe we can't. Wait, we can! Never mind, it's changing. The scene of a murder. It's horrible.
We need to know the truth!
I mean, we need to know. Like, the judge was talking to us and we're like, hold on a second. Let's just...
Blood on the seat.
That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Like that? I wonder.
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. London... What does this say? That's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. It might be plot relevant in the later cases. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Oh, the Millennium Tower.
Oh, do we have to fight on the top of the Millennium Tower?
It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London were fighting over that empty lot.
I must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Through the window?
It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
Of the seat.
That's the back of the seat in the front. The seat... So the other seat's like over there,
Yeah,
and they
so
can
it's
see
looking
in.
at this one, but isn't the blood on this side?
Oh, no, the blood's in the correct spot, I think. Wait, let's double check. There doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin at least. Yeah, actually, wait. No, you're right, the blood's on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spun around to see the London. So
They couldn't have seen it unless... Wait, no, never mind. No, we were we were wrong. We were both like, yeah. Okay, no, I think that would be too easy.
What's
of a
the
like...
latch on the bottom there?
Ooh, oh, what's in the secret butt compartment here? Seat is handle, it seems.
If that's a full drawer, somebody could fit in there.
Yo, a dude could just fit in here. Outright. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools.
So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
Because if nobody was sitting on that side, because they said they were sitting beside each other,
Mm-hmm.
get out of that bench.
Oh, someone could just totally be in there. Okay, nothing. I thought I would, if I click the stuff, there would be something. And it's only on that side. Anything else of interest, you think? I don't think there's anything relevant right now. Head out?
Yep.
Yeah, let's roll. Omnibus. Okay. And then we're going to wait for the game to tell us, hey, look at the omnibus.
Yeah. There's a drawer. I can fit a man. Because it's the full bench shot.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a dude in there.
Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
That's what we just did.
Thanks, game.
Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Pray, don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
All right. My first cross-examination in a British court. Oh, I like it. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. Yo. Gotta breathe. What the witnesses saw.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
Victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And then I saw two.
Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin in the area were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed.
I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here.
What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be?
Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again. A little more carefully this time.
Him, I think, is believable because he just stopped when he heard a scream, looks, sees a guy stabbed. There's 2 people in the carriage.
Yeah, I think Beppo is like...
I think he's just like, oh yeah, they said they saw it, and I confirmed
that there was definitely a body there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, that's right, sir, yes. Ever so cold it was. Freezing, in fact.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling the same parts of the bus. Bus, of course, though. No.
And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example.
You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. Oh, none.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does. Every evening. The last bus of the day. Oh, but I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
on a thing that can only carry.
Yeah, that's 50% capacity.
I was gonna say that's worth running.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
Oh. Yeah, it means it's not worth for you. Alright, how about you, Fair Play? What do you got?
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage?
That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet.
Can you point out where you were sitting?
There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. The 2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
That doesn't look
But there's
like
not a-
That
Yeah,
looks
where's
like
his
the hat
rings?
maker.
Yeah, that looks like someone else.
But I mean, just his build even. He's not as wide set looking.
Yeah.
There's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
Where are the gaudy ring? Wait, there are no
rings,
gloves.
No scarf, no gloves.
Yeah.
It looks like the hat maker.
But that's also memory image,
Yeah.
not a photo, so. How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? McGild is a gentleman of a rather small stature.
I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here.
Ugh, I really wish there was. And out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right. You stabbed him. I screamed. I couldn't.
Okay, wait, back right here. We gotta press this. Hold it! Hold it! You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or a fair dinkum hard-working city banker's not considered trustworthy these days. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord!
Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. I'm gonna vote guilty anyway. That little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
What just... Oh my god, he just votes immediately.
No point wasting time listening to more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
Hold it.
That is precisely what I was about to say.
Yup, I'm in.
As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
Wow, just out the gates. Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not gonna have to
What the...
change their mind.
What is happening here? Yeah, we have to just stop them right now.
Let me see. Yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side...
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Ugh. I'm even more worried than I was before. Sick. Gotta love when people are just like, I don't like you. I vote you're guilty. That's the perfect reason to be in a jury. Changing the jury stance.
Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed I did. I couldn't help it.
Wait, so we heard the scream, so it was his scream. You were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
That's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed.
Oh, he's got a different...
Memory?
No, both of them have different times in that memory picture.
Ah.
I'd been thinking about the new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking out right from his belly. That huge, great knife.
A grim sight indeed.
Oh, that didn't help me at all. Uh-oh. Jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
It appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
Is that...
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, counsel. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
That's gonna be okay. Who has a W in their name? Are we gonna see someone with a W in their name? Please, no.
M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly.
Oh, hello, Mina. You've come to us just at the beginning of this case. It's still pretty early, and there's not a lot of revelation.
We're not doing so well.
We're not doing great.
We took this case as a test, not knowing what the situation was. And there are 3 witnesses that say our dude. Carriage.
Yeah, we're currently defending Willy Wonka. So you'll get a grasp of the case pretty shortly, even if you're hopping in now.
How was Horizon Zero Dawn, by the way?
Also, look at this asshole.
It seems that this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
You must be the famous pixel I've heard so much about. I'm famous? Sick. Wait, how much have you heard? That makes me worried.
I was gonna say if it's from me, objection. Heard your entire life.
Yeah, if it's from Mina, they could have heard too much. But there's M's everywhere. Like, yes. Like in Mason. Objection. Oh, look at that. Look at his fancy objection. I say good things. Yay. Okay, I'm glad.
But that's true. Somebody could have just stabbed him with his own knife.
Yes, it could have been his own knife.
This blade is too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. Look at him. He's poor. He's not gonna have cool shit like this.
M for Mina.
Banker's name.
Mina, do you want it? I don't think you want it to be M for Mina right now. I don't think you know the context of this knife.
What's Fair Play's first name?
Let me check the court record. Let's see if we know people's names. There is no one with an M.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Strongheart, man.
Where? Oh, can we look at him? Oh, yeah, we can look at male Strongheart. Social security address and blood type. Just a big. Oh, sick. Cool. I'm murder. Thanks, Mina, for confessing so early.
Now we can get Mr. McGilded off.
Yeah, we can get Mr. McGilded off by blaming male Strongheart. Oh my god, imagine if... Yeah, oh my god. That's like a case 5 thing. He said go defend that man.
This case is very easy, and it's in the bag.
Oh,
and he's
no.
worried about how it's gonna turn out.
Oh no. And yeah, this is the guy we're defending here. Willy Wonka. Magnus McGilded. At your service.
He donated a park to the city.
Yeah, Magnus McGilded is basically giga rich, and he donated a park to the city.
And he didn't even know we were a law student and wanted to give us 1,000 guineas to stand on the bench for him.
Yes, this man was ready to bribe the fuck out of us just to stand there. Nah, throw him under the bus. And you're also a fellow fan of the Somnium Files. I am. That game was sick, and I am excited for the game next year. I have to pre-order it still. I'll get it to at some point.
No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel.
Thank you.
Murder weapon has been entered into the court record. Need to pre-order it soon. It's such a fun... Mizuki with Aiba and the pipe. Just everything about that trailer was sick.
Mizuki is the best.
Yeah, Mizuki's the best.
And I've got patterns ready to start making my Mizuki cosplay.
Oh, CaptnmcD's ready to make a Mizuki cosplay. It's gonna happen.
But from first game Mizuki.
Oh, first game Mizuki. Oh man, already? Also, so if someone's chair turns black, that means they're like, no, that dude's guilty as fuck.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2, go on. Also, 2 dudes voted guilty because they're just like, I don't like this guy. Like, straight up.
They're like, rich people are a-holes. He probably did it.
This guy's like, I don't like... There's a dude who's straight up like, I just don't like rich people, so I'm voting guilty. I was the best girl, already did. Rest of mine probably went to more new reincarnation gotcha. Yeah, that sounds about right. Talking with Mina yesterday, that is all true and confirmed.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However...
Oh my goodness.
Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
She's like, but
Wait,
I know
what are you about to do?
that my master
Dispose of the rubbish.
can be a terrible person even though he's a gentleman.
Oh my goodness, yo. Out the gates.
So that means we're gonna have to get the jury as a split, and the judge will make the final decision.
Yeah, we basically have to get the other 3 people to vote not guilty, and then get the judge to favor for us.
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Hold it.
You like the fire, Mina?
This courtroom is sick.
I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now...
Oh my god, we can't even get a split jury.
Can the judge overrule the jury?
Can the judge overrule the jury? I don't know. Do we even get a chance? Is Willy Wonka dead? Not again.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left.
You've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
We're a law student, and we only
Yeah.
being one of those 50
We're like a law student as of like a month ago, and like also straight up this courtroom's just so rigged.
Because turns out that we were in the same school as our bro.
Oh,
We were
man.
in law.
We mustn't give up hope. We'll uncover something that'll give us a way to fight back.
But man, this is hard. Susato, this is hard though. All right, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to witnesses' statements again. I heard the scream. I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Okay, let's press the last thing we can, and then just send us right to jail. What exactly did you see?
Well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
Wait,
And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaster.
that's contradiction right
He
there.
was in the chair. He never.
Yeah, he was in the chair. He didn't fall over. Oh, thanks for the follow there. Thank you for the follow there, Texas Truth. Hope to have you around.
And the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this.
Beppo,
Beppo's
this is...
really dropping the ball here.
Beppo, you're really dropping the ball here.
By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus
But that
McGilded.
helps us.
That does help us.
Because before, Beppo was just like, I only saw it after everybody told me to stop.
Yeah, Beppo, you said you heard the scream and then did this, and then this
Because
happened.
the guy wouldn't have screamed.
Unless he
until
saw
he
the murder
knife
happen.
in it, and then he would have turned around and this would have already happened.
Yeah, this is Beppo, you're too late. This already would have happened by the time you turned around.
But thank you. You will
What?
help us.
This is how we're gonna get 5v1. I bet the grandma's gonna be the only one on our side. Yep. Oh my god.
My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too? As master of London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me.
Have a good night, Texas Truth.
Oh, have a good night, yo. Hopefully, you can always check out the VODs of this if you'd like to see them later on the YouTube. Catch you next time, Texas.
It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself.
Oh my god.
But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep an open mind a little longer.
Gee up now, Silverblaze. The finish is in sight.
Oh my god, yo, man, this is so rigged right out the gates.
We're going back to Japan. We are not
Member of the
passing
guild.
this
Not trust with the
test.
man.
This dude, oh my god. Yeah, that's par for the course in the court of law.
Well, also, if
Oh,
that's...
thank you, sir. You're too
I
kind,
was
sir.
gonna say, that means he's not an unbiased jury.
Yeah, this is like the
I
most...
work for the same company as Beppo. Beppo's worked for this company for like 50 years. I trust Beppo. Here's my vote. That's not
Almost
unbiased.
every single person here is as biased as you could possibly be.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Grandma, please. Grandma, come on.
Madame Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Do you have anything?
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting.
So I'm just focusing on
Okay.
There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called.
So she likes Miguel.
Oh, so she's biased in our way, maybe, hopefully.
The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
Nice.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother, may we go to McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books?
He made a library too.
He made a library too? Damn.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is?
What kind of a man is he?
The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
What's a Shylock?
I like a little sweater.
Stone the crows!
She's making the Phoenix sweater. 60 years in the future.
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him.
Oh, that's what he was gonna do with the 1,000 money he's gonna lend us.
When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind?
He's scummy. Oh, we're defending him.
Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
Yeah, I agree with Norix. Why could you just
That's
say
defamation.
whatever you want about the client? Can you prove his line of work? And then he is a loan shark and like taking people's kneecaps and
there's just a lot here that's just like I think this might be a cutscene loss. This whole case. You're not saying that.
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life.
if you kill all your debtors though, they can't pay.
Yeah, if you kill your debtors, they can't pay you.
By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
That's a lot of fancy speculation you got there, bud. I don't believe it. Hold it.
If I might add something briefly.
Miss Susato.
You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim?
Let me just... I'm just not answer that question.
He's got Grip Ripper wine.
I'm just... Look at this Dracula.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law.
Ah, there it is. Lord Van Zyke's hollowed chalice.
He only drinks when he's finished his case.
Yeah, he only drinks when he knows he's won. Oh, shit. You're on shit now, Ryunosuke.
How can this...
5 jurors already voted against you.
Yo,
That's
man,
when it's really
I didn't even get a chance.
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
Oh, he's into you.
You're so exotic and foreign.
Ah.
As a judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
Don't go home with a vampire, Susato.
Ah, what a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused.
Why do you have that?
You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Ah.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence.
We need to look at it.
Oh, there's gonna be someone else's name.
Ledger and he owes money or something.
Or it might just be someone else. Someone else's name is gonna be in there as a conflict of interest.
And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence.
Look at it now, look at it now.
The debtor's ledger has been entered into the court record.
Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
Let's look at the court record. Let me look at it. Let me look at it. Open that shit up. Open this shit. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Yes, Susato,
Well,
stop being
it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder.
I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
Yeah, we just find, like, Sholmes is in there. Well, let's see what we find. Open that shit right now. Let me see, like, are all the jurors' names.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Ah, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? Yes, it very should.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? He's a
Because
banker.
He's not well off.
He borrowed 20 guineas, did he?
And he thinks if McGilda goes to jail, he doesn't have to pay it back.
Yeah, if McGilded goes to jail, I don't have to pay my debt to McGilded anymore. The repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course. This could be very useful information.
The details of the debtor's ledger have been updated in the court record.
Thank you. I'm glad that I can do this in, like, in advance.
Did we look at the knife?
We did, but I don't think there was anything. Where's the
Yeah, that could be a W.
Yeah, that could be W. That could be a W for sure. Ornate letter M. Undeniably, Mr. Magnus's McGilded initial.
It's beautifully gilded, too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Ah,
What is it?
look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything.
A W.
Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. You know what? I'm glad that even if this doesn't become true, that the game is addressing it. Yeah.
It's W for Wumbo.
Instead of M for Mini.
Wumbo, don't you know about Wumbo? The study of Wumbology?
All right. Oh, thank you, Patrick Starr.
I'm afraid I don't know it all, but what I'm sure of is that this is an M.
Oh, well, that idea was quickly quashed. Okay, no W, only M.
Well, because when you do it, you would normally have the curl at the start of a W.
Yeah.
For handwriting. What's that crest on
Let's
it?
look at the crest. Show me the hilt. I can't find anything out of place. Okay. Looks like an eye. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so no W for Wumbo, unfortunately.
But
Mr. Fairplay.
Play fair.
I was gonna say, okay, CaptnmcD said Mr. Fairplay doesn't play fair. I was gonna say Mr. Fairplay is now fair play.
Oh, or Mr. Fairplay is now Mr. Foul Play.
Oh, Mr. Fairplay is Mr. Foul Play. Oh man. Do you think we're gonna see any of those in the course coming up? I hope someone says that. We'll see who said the right sentence.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Well, it would seem I've It would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Hold it.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel.
No, no, no. Oh my god, really?
Still, maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little more before.
I don't stand for nonsense.
What? Oh my god. We had no chance there. Oh, damn. We just lose. That's it. GG's. How was it? The last juror's decision.
Can the judge overrule?
Wait, can the judge overrule? Oh, yo. Can the judge...
According to the Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
The final verdict? It's over then.
Oh,
Unless.
there's a footnote, though.
A footnote.
However, the defense...
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in the case.
We gotta have a final statement.
Final statement? Oh my god. There was so much wrong with what Beppo said at the end, and there's so much conflict of interest here.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial
After a break.
by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Objection. We have.
We object. Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended. The presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Yes, do that.
Oh,
Demand
yes. A summation? Examination?
Objection! You don't get to do that. A summation examination. From which century is that tome you have there been resurrected?
Ah,
Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced.
No, man, it's in the rulebook. It's in the rulebook.
Get rid of it
So
just because
out of
it's
luck.
not known doesn't mean I can't use
Nah, man,
it
it's still in the playbook, bro.
oh,
Nah, man. We requested anyway. What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination.
oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
Thank you, Susato book.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails?
Yes.
Huh. Typical Nipponese.
Oh, he's dropping all these M-bombs, man.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we'd be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what, exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
Done. We're
Yes,
doing
in
that.
times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose.
Wasted more time.
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
We have no
We have,
self-respect.
we
Let's
have,
do it.
yeah, we have no self-respect. We'll do it.
I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
That if we want to do it, we're allowed.
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
We're doing it.
A summation examination. A last possible option. Do we assert a right to carry it out or admit defeat? Assert our right.
We gotta fight for our right. For the defense.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Yeah!
Yeah, London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examination are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Your embarrassment.
Racist comments
You're racist.
towards foreigners coming to your country.
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
This is madness. Thank you, Santa. Thanks, Santa.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Yeah.
I stopped.
I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so...
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
On what grounds?
Your grounds are
You must all justify your decisions and why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. I thought I could just vote and be done with.
Oh my god, they all just... No mention of this was made. Oh, you mean you actually have to justify why they did it?
Why you think you should kill
Nah, I
this
don't really
man?
hold with all this.
Oh.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lock.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off. It's almost like they showed up just to hit the guilty button.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then. Summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
Oh, there we go. The judge just gonna be like, yeah, I definitely just, I just hate him.
Yeah, and they're like, that doesn't mean he did a crime. That means you don't like it.
Oh, okay, okay. They at least have some. They have at least got something to say. There was no one else inside the There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Could have stabbed himself.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory. It's
Oh my
That's
goodness.
the one
Oh,
that's
that's
super wrong.
that's so wrong. The driver just outright lied and made shit up.
Ye stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I've simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
What? No, you don't get to say that. That's.
You can trust the guild. Fair fairness is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
You just trust them.
This scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
We can disprove at least 4 of these immediately. Oh, okay, all right. Let's. Even amongst the 6 of them, there are 2 lies. Like, even without taking the witness testimony into account, 2 of them already conflict.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them, and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense that says.
Which is very true. Once people have made up their mind on something, it's just... Humans are just like, you made a choice, you stick with choice. Yeah. And my favorite tweet to refer to this is someone told a story of like, someone told him, hey, did you know that with the right, even if you tell someone the correct amount of facts, they still might not change their mind on things? because that's how stubborn people are. And the person who heard that response was, I don't know about that. It's like, I don't think I agree with that. Just, I think people are more flexible. And it's just, you have the literal argument there, right there, of people are not flexible. I think there's a way it was worded way more eloquently. I'd have to look it up, but it's jokes. But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
What on earth am I supposed to do? Just prove their lie. Yeah, flat earther. Oh, man. That one's... Yo, man, I swear, I feel like that one just comes from, like, you want a community of people who think they're smarter. I think a lot of people just want community. Like, just in general. And, like, to feel like...
We're technically connected with people all over the world now. People aren't, like, closely knit with them. So they just want...
I think people want to be part of the smart people club. And if you can tell yourself you're part of the smart people club, you're in. And you're smart. And you can say that you're better than other people. What on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right. I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they're complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yeah, turn them against each other.
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
Yo, we make them fight each other. That's kind of great, actually.
Us, you guys don't know anything.
Yo, that's kind of great, actually, just as a premise.
It's just like, we can't be the enemy or they'll just fight us.
Yeah, if we're the enemy, they'll fight us. But if the enemy is each other, then they're not in agreement. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes. I suppose you're right.
2 of them, we're talking about Beppo being trustworthy. And
But they were in agreement, though. But there are 2 people who were talking about how he got stabbed, and one said floor, one said chair. So I think that's going to be the obvious first one. Oh, right. I may be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I will pull this off. Oh, look at that. Getting pumped. I have to pull this off.
Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord. Jury examination. What is with fair play just staring at Beppo still?
No, he's just looking away.
He's got secret god of secrets. No one else inside the carriage. I trust the driver. He stabbed him. Look at him. He stabbed him. Okay. Let's press the knife guys. Because these are the ones that we know are lies. Careful. You could hurt somebody with that. You're a fine one to talk. What is that sword hanging from your waist, huh?
This is my friend.
That's just my battered soul.
Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money.
They're all the same. All stabbing some brickmaker or other behind the scenes. You mark my words. Yeah, that seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? We know that small shorty is a rotten Shylock. Well, yes, that does seem to be the case, but...
Mr. Naruhodo, please, be careful what you say.
He's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate, as far as I'm concerned. He's as guilty as sin. A man can hang. Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhand activities?
If you've thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory.
Pit the 2 jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against one each other. No time like the present. Use X to pit them against each other, or I'll never get anywhere. Yo, we've got a pit fight button. That's sick. Okay. We're gonna put you against this. Yeah. Stab man on the floor. Beggar's belief. There we go. This is what I think is the... Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna see. Those two statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel. Post haste. Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
Your other half.
What is this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than what... Yo, look at... Whoa. We got walking animation. We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3.
What? Can't you see I'm busy here?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Ha! Want to test me, do ya? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was... yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do you for, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now, don't move. Take a look at these two jurors. I like that he's stuck in his fighting animation. Oh man, look at that disjoint. It doesn't look like it has a lot of horizontal range though, so I don't know if that's a good button. Without getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Why, never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What? Bless my stitches. What a muddle.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh! But why? Why the dickens would they lie?
I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. Why would someone lie in court? That doesn't make any sense. But that's illegal.
It sure is, Grandma.
Oh, there we go.
I can't abide people telling
Wow,
lies.
she just switched
Now he's not guilty.
Did she switch to not guilty? Or, I don't know if I approve of that either, honestly.
None of these people
The scales.
are just like, I just figured out, okay, I retract my
Yeah,
position
nobody...
until further information. No, completely the opposite.
Everyone is all in on whatever stance you take.
I don't believe it. Wait, it can go the other way? We've never seen the scale go the other way. Wait, I want to hit that button. Wait.
Two buttons?
Yeah, we have 2 buttons. I only have this giant red button that says guilty, and then a tiny peephole that I need to use.
That was a reset for my big button.
Yeah, it's one of those holes that's on the side of your electronics that you need like a needle to press, and that's the not guilty button. Yeah, she was ready. She has a knitting needle.
Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. What?
Oh my god.
Why is
This man is clearly a
he's using ancient Asian magic? Oh my god. Why is that the stereotype, man? There's like they use things we don't understand.
It's
Those
always
Asian.
witchcraft.
Those Asians use
Anything you don't understand is witchcraft.
Yeah, anything you don't understand is witchcraft. It's just a different flavor of witchcraft.
He's using ninjutsu.
Because even now, stuff that's like bad is like, oh, it's witchcraft, it's devil work.
Yeah, it's devil work.
Like, can't you see? He's using a manipulation jutsu on all of you.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Whoa. What is that supposed to mean?
Huh, me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say
The Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, Who you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
I'm gonna stab you while you're in your seat.
I'm gonna stab you on the floor.
We're ready to kill each other now. But disagreement's good for us. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? Yeah, fight. It is out of the question. It's not in the same zip code as the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. Did you not see the photo of the crime and the dude sitting?
Photo could have been just like somebody moved him out.
So like he got stabbed and then someone put him back in the seat and took a second picture.
The autopsy report proves there's only one wound in the body.
Okay. I think both of them apply, but let's the autopsy. Wait. Does the autopsy say single stab wound?
Yeah.
Stabbed once in the okay. That's more absolute because you're right.
I mean.
If
If
for some reason someone picked up the dude and put, he's dead. Oh, well, you guys say. I am dealing with the common folk, and that's what makes it so frustrating.
That's why you need the absolute. There was one hole.
There was one hole in the body. Oh man! All right, let's go. Yeah, that's right. I guess if I show the picture, he could argue, but the autopsy report, you can't argue with that one. He can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? Oh, I didn't think you'd actually follow through. I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by the autopsy report.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only one single time. Only once. It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Oh, I love the wind up on his point, man. He goes like all the way back.
Yeah.
That's like,
We're
that's
get that follow through.
that's like there was a motion for that point. That one's not a button. That's like roll backward punch and then whoosh.
Take that.
Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. All right. I concede defeat. Damn it.
He's innocent.
Or at least not immediately guilty. It's a special move that requires inputs, right? Like that wind up point. It may even have super armor.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it.
No, you know what? It doesn't have super armor, but it is a launcher.
If we can manage to change two more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
Two more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
That's where you must strike next.
I need to pit two more jurors against each other. Show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but... but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. Summation examination frustration. Intimidation.
I despise liars even more. I have simply typed and collated all the
Just give fair fare is our motto. We haven't raised price of 4 pence for years.
Okay, so let's see. Who... He has an excellent memory. Wait! That's not right. 20. Yeah, that math is.
It's 4 pence each. It
That would be
5
16. 60. You raised your prices. Get out of here, fares. These two statements clearly contradict each other.
They're not even related
They
to
do.
the crime, but
Explain yourself, counsel.
clearly Beppo is not trustworthy.
Yeah, Beppo's not trustworthy. I'm pretty sure Beppo just wanted in on the story,
Yes.
so he made up a
Because
very
his
exciting
first
tale.
Statement, I was like, Beppo's very trustworthy with the statement. There was nothing wrong with it. And then the second statement was all over the place.
Yeah, the second statement was much more thrilling.
Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silver Blaze's mane and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly in front of me.
Or if someone... So, that means either...
There was a
either
5th passenger.
So, either your fares are a fucking lie and you raise your prices 25%, or there's another person in there. Dun-dun-dun! And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated.
And then they're gonna be like, your math is wrong. 4 pence plus 4 pence plus 4 pence plus 4 pence is 20 pence in London. And you're gonna be like, damn it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, don't you know the meaning of 4? It's the number after 5. Can like imagine that's where this goes? And then we're just like, shit! That doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. I really like this man's horseshoe mustache. That matches his horseshoe.
Brooch?
I hope his pants are also just horseshoe shaped.
Why, man? Why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication,
It would be 16 pence.
exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
One person's fare?
Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible. Ooh, there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. The seat hider. There's a seat hider in there.
This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that your coach raised its price by 25%. One of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he let nefarious characters ride his omnibus. You don't want that to happen to your business.
Bad press.
Yeah, it's some bad press.
Whether it's a raise in prices or
Yeah.
you let criminals aboard and hide them.
25% price increase or criminals on board. Shake my head.
It's bad news for you.
All right then. How do I make this so this miserable trial doesn't end?
You vote for us.
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go in?
Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo. You made us look bad.
Yo, straight up, it's just you made us look bad.
Yeah, we even them out.
Oh, we're even. Do we get to continue? Arg, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
Thank you. Thanks. This...
I like that they seem to have infinite fire.
I like that things are in our favor, but I'm not a fan of how volatile this whole process seems.
And that none of their
Yeah.
relates to the case at all. Really.
Yeah, no, there's... Oh.
It's not like we have proof he did it or we
Yeah.
didn't do it. It's we have proof your character seems to be on the more trustworthy side.
For the love of milk, not you as well.
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again.
Yes, us too.
I like that Naruto. That Naruto's like, oh shit! Did we do it? Did that actually work?
Does that count?
Oh fuck! That means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. I love his expression here.
Yeah, Mr. Von Karma Edgeworth Vampire.
Yeah,
Man.
Mr. Von Edgeworth.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won.
For now.
Just look at that Susato rooting for you. What pure energy radiates from this image. Thank you, Susato. I'm glad you believe in us. What are you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
But we had a consensus.
I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
Oh, wait, are you just like a barber? Is that
Are
what?
you the murderer?
Why are you? That blade can't be tasty, especially if you're shaving people's hair. That's like, please stop. Put that away. Please tell me he's a barber. Yeah, I hope so.
Just scalp people.
He just scalps people. Oh my god. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination intimidation presentation has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty, which pushes us into overtime, allowing for each defendant and prosecutor to take shots at each other until one wins by 2 points. Accordingly, there's no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. Heck yeah, let's go. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that this judge is like, he seems legit. He's like, yeah, I know the
He's
rules.
like, I remember back when summation examinations were happening every day. Bring that back. I miss that.
I miss those days of summation examinations. I looked away while listening. Like, hold on, that can't be right. Oh. Listen, you're listening to the Dead Pixel reading of Great Ace Attorney, and you know sometimes I might want to add a bit of flavor and spice to the dialogue.
But you read it so confidently when you add it. Sometimes I do that too. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, what?
Remix. So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Hold on, I need more wine. Oh my god, this dude. I can't get enough of him. Oh, whoa, what? Having savored the rich aroma. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollowed chalice. He crushed the glass in his hands.
And there's no stains.
And there is no stains on his gloves.
He's got stain-resistant white gloves.
Oh, that's the dream. Stain-resistant white clothing? Oh my goodness. What I would do for even just like... If I could have stain-resistant white pants, that would be the dream. I wish I could wear white pants or like a white blazer that I have in my closet, but just... I can't. I'm not strong enough.
I still got a paint on it for you. What do you want painted on?
I can't think of something like that on the spot right now. I'll have to decide another time what kind of design I want on the back. Because my immediate first thought was like a Yakuza dragon. But then I was like, that's going to look like an Ed Hardy shirt. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to immediately skip past like my 30s into my 40s. It may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks! Is it cold in here, or is it just me? I mean, it's a vampire in the room. As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. Oh, yo, it's straight up, we get free shots.
So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade.
But that was the most painful.
It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury.
Oh, that's not gonna
What?
make them
Oh,
like
that's not gonna make them like you.
They're insulted.
Oh, they're insulted now.
Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Yo, what is... Yo, what? Oh my... Yo, shirt off?
Cape removal.
Yo, okay, remove... Yo, it's real now. I'm surprised he didn't just take his whole shirt off. Like Yakuza style. Tell me, when are we gonna get a Yakuza and Phoenix Wright, like, crossover? Give me, like, the Sega Capcom crossover that we're dreaming of.
That's just your business, where you gotta, like, plead and beg for people, and then
Yeah.
argue that your business is doing well. For them
Oh,
to invest
oh,
in.
wait. Are you talking about the, the stock
cookie
market
business.
minigame? Yeah, the cookie business. Yeah, I mean, like, when it's time to present to my shareholders, I, like, rip off my shirt. Please believe in our business.
That's what their courtroom.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, well, we've taken off one layer of this man's armor, of his super armor.
I don't think he's gonna.
You don't think he's gonna remove another one? I don't know, man. What if we hit him with a really good argument and he has to take his shirt off?
Maybe the end of next game, you'll bring him to enough pieces that he
Yeah.
removes another article.
Maybe eventually we'll get him to remove more clothing.
Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Oh my god, this guy is so extra. I really thought I was done here.
Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir. That I did.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir. My lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Which also carries the penalty of death.
I can imagine just everything, death. Oh, but there's a movie or a show or something where they're like, everything results in death. This, death. This, death. Petty crime? Believe it or not, death. And I'm trying to bring it to mind, and I can't remember what that skit that's from. Oh, it might even just be a comedian stand-up. Parks and Rec? Is it Parks and Rec? Where it's like...
Oh, when the other country comes in.
Yeah. That's what it is. When the other country comes over. Yo, thanks. Yo, I'm glad Amina knows what I'm talking about. Believe it or not, death. The punishment for literally everything. Oh mio Dio.
Uri. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again.
Nah, it's jail. Right to jail. Jail. Believe it or not, jail. Okay, yeah, but I think that's the skit. I may have just wanted it to be death. All right, I hope that the Beppo testimony plus is in there with the extra stab emotion, because that's where the biggest lies are.
Yeah.
You explained to the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Like, all of our contradictions were based on Beppo's new test.
Yeah, everything we know is based off of, like, what Beppo said at the end. See, Beppo and the dude at the other end, I want to give them, like, the same kind of voice. Because they both feel the same vibe to
this
me.
one's old. You have to do the voice, but old.
An old boy. Okay.
I only carried for 4 passengers that night. I swear it, but...
Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
Oh, yo! No, get out of here. Yo.
He filled us on the ferry did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's too much.
Yo.
I tell you, I saw McGilden stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
These three are
Oh my
together,
god.
changing
Dude,
to
changed
cover each
everything
other.
to cover each other.
Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed.
Beppo just trying to make
The
more
confusion
money.
has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage.
Beppo, explain yourself.
Like, I hate that.
I'm
message.
terribly
So I
sorry,
tried
Guildmaster.
The guild's fairest fourpence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's so cold, and the last row of the day is always half empty.
So if I'm gonna do it, I'm
Oh,
gonna
damn.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
I'm sorry.
Beppo, you're fired. Yes, you're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace. Your selfish action has brought dishonor on the entire guild.
If I may, sir. I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
No, that's math.
Don't worry.
You can't make a number equal.
Still proving everybody's liars. So if they'll
Yeah.
lie about that, they'll lie about everything.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Just yes.
We love games.
Yes, I do. I love games. Various misgivings.
I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it, but
Okay, wait. What if it was something like, I actually charged everyone 10, and like he made way more. Let's see what you've got to say. So there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right?
it's impossible to make the last one of the day pay. I was so cold. It was all I could do to stop myself passing out.
I'm getting chilblains. I'm getting chilblains. The F is a chilblain. Is that like a goosebump? To the internet. Oh, thank you, CaptnmcD. Will be our information. New word of the day. Chilblains. I'm guessing goosebumps.
Painful inflammation of small blood vessels in your skin that
Oh.
occur in response to repeated exposure to cold but not freezing air.
Oh, so it's kind of like goosebumps, I guess. But like
They can cause
more internal.
itching, red patches, swelling, and blistering on your hands and
Oh, it sounds like Goosebumps Plus. It sounds like it sucks and it fucks up your skin. Ugh.
It was terrible. I want to give myself a pat on the back for keeping the bus running. So cold. Does a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny passenger?
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect. I'm glad that at least this time when we press things, we don't get like auto lose.
I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence.
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4?
Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
I just told you that I did.
A flat fare of 5 pence across the board.
It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed is gone. Dead. Buried.
I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place.
He filled us on the ferry, did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
Hold it!
This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume?
Yes, sir. He said no refunds the second week the murder happened.
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant.
I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating.
Oh, I can't wait to... Yeah, there's a knife on the jury bench right now. Oh, wait, I think they're facing away from it. Or maybe they're facing it? Oh, no, wait. I think the giant carriage is in the way.
I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
You are the most sus dude on this bench right now, man. So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him?
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as of yet, zero evidence. What are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. Man's guilty.
Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. Wish I could work out what it was. There's a jar there. We have to find out what kind of jar.
Isn't it? I think so, yes.
Okay, oh, no, I didn't mean to press right. I wanted to press left to look at Fairplay. Very trial, bro. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before.
Maybe. We can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information.
Yes, you're so right.
Imagine if, like, if you press the wrong thing, certain things, like, just vote the wrong way. Or the opposing way. Oh, man.
That's gonna be a thing.
That might be a thing. Oh, I hope not. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for, the thing where you can go to somebody beside.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see if anybody makes faces.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so...
Like, he's pretty shocked.
I'm pressing the direction of the person, not the thing I want to look at. Okay, so he's still shocked because of that statement. Can we... So I know if we press, we get to go to that other thing. So we'll look at what he's saying here, because I wonder if there's a time we can, like... Yeah, okay. Okay, so... Let's press the last statement. Because I haven't yet. Because I feel like there's something there, but there's nothing to interact with, I guess.
I think so, yes.
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes, that's right.
You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice-pick grip.
Yes. I suppose. I guess those are words I said.
Wow, but he's the only one with this
I
thing.
might have.
You know what? Wait a second. You think those leather gloves are just a brand? I think that you like coach, like horse carriage brand, as in would have been in the bench. Yeah, I think those are. I think the gloves are actually not McGilded's gloves. I think they're actually spare coachman gloves.
But the cart before.
What's this?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats of the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
I expect that was me, sir. And when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes.
So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
No. I really thought I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no. I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing.
Oh, whoa. Hey, buddy. You seem to have reacted quite aggressively to that. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay?
Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the feller was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh?
Are you asking me or telling me?
The exact moment when he was stabbed, it might have done it yourself, sir.
Yeah. He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Someday, no chance. Listen, some days are like that. No. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is.
You're a peeping Tom.
Peeping. I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know.
What? Were you creeping? Were you creeping?
We're just trying to throw him
Yeah,
off
we're
the
trying to.
scent.
We're trying to mess him up. I bet you were creeping, weren't you, Fairplay, huh?
I know what I saw. I remember clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot on their collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw.
Yeah, if you're watching the whole
Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was.
Please do.
Please do. Please add every detail that pops into your head.
You think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after the butcher stabbed the man?
I mean, they were. Hold it! There's a little blood on them.
Blood-soaked.
Ahem. Well, perhaps soaked is laying it along a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
That's wrong.
That's not wrong. And you saw that from the roof. Through the skylight.
Oh, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. There was a lamp on the inside of the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw.
Specter's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it. Yeah.
Only blood on
When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should have a good look through the court record.
Alright, let's go. Okay. Yeah. Alright, repeating text. Okay, mash, mash, mash. We're good, we're good, we're good. We got it. Okay.
Imagine, with the wound still has the weapon in it. That it
Yeah.
was gushing enough to be soaked.
It was gushing. Okay, so I believe we're gonna go. Here it is, and then we will give him a present. We've got a gift. We've got a gift for you.
Can you press it and then present?
I think I'm just gonna present,
Okay.
and then we're just if it's wrong, we'll figure it out.
I was gonna say, because you said it was on both.
Blood-soaked hands.
Well, I admit that soak may be laying it on a little thick, but well, anyway, there was definitely blood all over.
Oh wait, hands. Just even hands, not gloves. There, that's the other thing. Very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
What?
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilden, on the night in question.
Oh, yeah, right.
There certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Oh, that can't be good for your teeth. That hurts to look at. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
But no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar here then?
Grr.
Yeah, that's right. You are quite clear about it. You said, here, it was both hands.
McGurger. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
I love that point. It is so extra. That is the most ridiculous point I've ever seen. That's how I'm going to point to things for the rest of my life. Like a nice slow... No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Like, look at him right now. Don't tell me that's the face of someone who's calm and collected. Why? And not lying to you. Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snap. No upstanding members of society don't prevaricate? That sounds like biting something. We're gonna get a definition on that in a second. Not some gutter snap. Don't prevaricate. Yeah, what do we got?
Speak or act in an evasive way.
Oh, speak or act in an evasive way. So don't prevaricate.
He doesn't beat around the bush.
He doesn't. Oh, is that synonyms was beat around the bush? Oh, man. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. But is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo, if he had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, he could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Something to show that this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. I have evidence. It's in the court record. My lord.
Yes, counsel.
The defense is ready to present evidence.
By Jove, are you sure?
Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony.
I have no reason to lie whatsoever. Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Boop, boop, beep, boop, beep. Is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan imminently. Whoop-ow!
Take that!
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents state the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would have to be paid to his ghost, and that would be a pain in the ass. So they would be annulled instead. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony you would have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? We don't want to deal with ghosts.
Order! 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 Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you, or did you not, See the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim.
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. I love whenever they say something just like flat and direct.
All right, let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth.
What do you mean don't make a melodrama out of this? The dude's life is on the line.
But it's not his.
Yeah, it's not his life on the line. A pinch.
Makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilden's hands. Both of them.
Dude, how? Only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Seeing what?
Bloody hands.
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both his hands, not just one.
Because it was on their hands.
What? Because
And then our dude was asleep and he woke up and he did touch the wound.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're bleeding. Let's stop
damn,
the
you
blood
bleeding.
flow.
Let's stop the blood flow.
But it was someone else's hands that were doing the stabbing.
It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yarg. Yeah.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of this trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. Yay. Witness testimony, round 2. Fight! What the witnesses really saw.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
Friendly reminder, lying is illegal. This is illegal, you know.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen.
Ah, ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
We got you.
We've got you. We know.
We know our statements.
We know.
Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated.
You know what? I'm glad, so glad that this judge is not like super on the he's guilty side right away. And he's like, none of you saw it. I do have to bring this up.
It's because it's Santa.
It's because it's Santa. Santa knows. He knows who's been naughty and who's been nice. He's just testing us here.
I apologize, my lord. I apologize, my lord. But honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to anything, to saying we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the
yes,
omnibus
thank you.
once
That's
more.
What we want to do.
That's what we want to do. Perfect.
The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Cross-examination.
Really saw. Okay, so
I mean, that's fine.
let's. Do you think we should press the "there's no one fitting there," or you want to just present?
You can press it first if you want.
Yeah.
But that's our statement.
I wonder if we have to go into the omnibus and like, because you know how we had the updated thing for the the case file for the this thing. I wonder if we have to. But I wonder if it will update the statement of like, hey, a dude could hide in here. You know, like with the other thing. Actually, rather hard when you said. Oh wait, no, I went for the seat, not the thingy. I gotta go for the handle.
So she would have to be seated in here.
Oh, women. This is the women parking because they can't climb up. Women kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they?
They are.
They are, Naruhodo. They never have pockets.
Except, well, I mean, she's got her like sleeves of storage.
Yeah. Most sleeves are so big. I put stuff in them.
Like if you have like a big kimono and then like you just have a pocket in the sleeve, like a deep but kind of thin one so things don't fall out when you move your hand forward, that would actually be really sick. Okay, so let's see. Storage space. Did your text change? Nope. Okay. Okay. Let us present the omnibus. Oh, it might just tell us to point where could someone hide, and then okay. So I might, yeah. Let's present the omnibus. Wait, no. Present the omnibus.
Objection!
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight on the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What?
By golly, really?
The other seat?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
Van Zeeks, thank you for that horrifying imagery. I would never really describe anything made of wood as flesh unless you call it like tree flesh.
You're saying it is tree flesh.
I don't like that phrase, but I do want to use that would be like bark.
I think that it's tree bones.
It's tree bone. Yeah, that's tree bones. It's not boneless.
But yeah, the
Very
flesh
well.
would be the bark or the leaves.
No, I think the leaves would be the hair. Yeah.
Very well. I will uphold the prosecution's demand.
Changes hairstyle.
Yeah, it changes its style. They bald every season.
Identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus.
So, this whole seat area,
Potential extra passenger could have been situated, like
anywhere over there.
anywhere over here. Do I want to say like in the thingy? Okay, let's go. They are hiding in the thing.
Take that!
Because it's basically they could sit anywhere on that side.
Yeah. Face in the direction of travel. Whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means I love these doodles of people. Roof deck see-through skylight. Beep 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 beep. As I've drawn here. Ah. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses could have been completely unaware of it. Ah, yes, tree bones. Right?
Objection!
It's quite possible. Some phantom was sitting there.
That boat did it.
You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
Ah, you're racist.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British course of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been?
Who could have been in the other seat? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witness on the roof deck?
Can we look at our court? And look at our people.
Roof of the omnibus, roof deck. Wait. Well, they said the person stabbed from the other side. What if it was McGilded that was the one that they didn't see?
Yeah, we think he's so because he doesn't have the mental image they have of him.
Is different, yeah.
It doesn't have the scarf. It doesn't look like his body type.
And everyone else was like, he stabbed the guy next to him.
Yeah.
And both hands were there. Let's guess. We'll see. We've got 5 HP. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name.
You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't really help us support that there's somebody in the bench though. If
Yeah.
there's beside him sleeping, then the other bench can move.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can come out. But yeah, we just need to say something. I think.
Yeah.
Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was actually Magnus McGilded. That's gonna be my guess. Yeah.
Take that!
Music stopped. Passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Yeah. We think someone else was sitting next to him.
Objection!
Oh, damn. Look at that projectile.
If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zykes,
Stop breaking stuff.
people talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learned culture of their own. Having a learning and a culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim...
Gloves on in their memory picture.
Right? But like, what are we gonna say about memory picture? That's what sucks.
But
Is
like,
we
the suit doesn't look like a crazy color. Everybody's memory picture doesn't look anything like Gilded.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact, if it's the very premise on which this case is built.
Objection!
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
You know what they need in this game?
What inconsistency, counsel?
They need,
What inconsistency, counsel?
What do they need?
They need like Conan, Shadow Man to fill those places.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they'll
yeah, yeah.
go, but
Oh.
memory picture is wrong.
See, we need the Detective Conan Shadow Man when people are talking about the defendant, or we need the Danganronpa Shadow Man. We need Shadow Man to fill in for these like lie images that the game is showing us.
So you can't be like, but that looks completely wrong.
Yeah. The defendant's gloves, my lord.
Huh?
Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Tom McManus's.
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events, if their memory of events is correct, their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party?
Obviously, the true culprit.
Extraordinary.
Oh, that's a nice no-name answer there.
Who is it, man? Who is it?
Order, order, order!
I'm
What
shocked
exactly are you?
London
Are you
today.
postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes. Tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
Who's a hatter?
You call yourself a hatter?
The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
How can you be sure?
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose of the fact. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled.
Oh, he does have a point. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
For that compartment?
Order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel?
Do it.
The prosecution objects, my lord.
Wow.
On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it is indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not?
Go for it.
I mean, yeah, let's talk to him. We need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. We need more info. We've got nothing else to go for. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Ah, yes. I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out of here, I say.
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh, yes, that would be lovely.
She's back in one with him.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. This dude is like...
Lead the head.
This dude just wants to join whatever the majority is. Oh my god.
People are like that.
Oh, people are like that.
Very well. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Oh, here he comes. We're coming back to see this guy again.
Bring out Willy Wonka.
Bring out Willy Wonka. Maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Oh, or do we... Oh, yeah, no, we're continuing.
Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
Just look at his fucking expression, man.
To be sure I have, me lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Begad, no. 'Tis not my nature to hide anything at all.
Just my lucky charms.
Just me lucky charms. Okay.
That's the most.
Just answer the questions, please.
can't not laugh every time I see his face.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or keep me mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded.
The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night to myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
It's true!
Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened. I want jail.
Fuck. You what?
Being an accomplice might not give him the death.
Yeah, he might not get the death sentence. That, yeah, that's a turn.
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was...
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way evolved, you see.
What?
He wasn't involved.
If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom, just like myself.
Oh, it was a girl.
I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, me lord.
Yeah, it was a little girl.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
Jezebel Brett?
That I don't know.
You don't know.
Oh my goodness, what if it was Josiah Brett?
Aye, she wore a large swan hat, if I remember correctly. It's about the only thing I remember about her. Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. Never saw her before or since.
Yo, what if it... Oh no, what if it's the other girl? What if it's Pavlova? What if it's Nicola? And she's just like...
She's already in jail.
Oh yeah, that's true. She's busy being in jail right now. You're right, you're right. She's safe from this situation.
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak. Listen to the proceedings.
What? What? Someone's trying to get away. After them. It's no use. Can't see anything through all the smoke.
She doesn't seem
What
like
is
a pencil
going
sharpener,
on?
and she can start a smoke bomb
Be
together.
careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Did they take the omnibus? Do you think someone ran off with the omnibus? It is the case of the disappearing room.
That would be funny.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
Oh man. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued. Bum, bum, bum. I think that's a good point to call it.
Yeah, 'cause we're gonna play again tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we're playing again tomorrow. Oh man, save your current progress. Absolutely. Yeah, it's the case of the runaway room. That, yo, our evidence is just gone.
He brought it here.
Oh baby, yeah,
Brought it to be stolen.
that omnibus is fucking gone. I guarantee it. Like we're not seeing that shit again. And what if it is? What if it's Josiah Brett again, man? God damn it. I don't think it is, but I don't think it is. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of shenanigans will happen. Where it left off though is very point. Like there's not. We have the questions we've had already, but there's nothing. I mean, our only question is what's gonna happen when we go back into the room. As far as anything else, I feel like we're still pretty in the dark about like 90% of this case. All we've really done so far is just like, yeah, this witness testimony is like kind of like you can't. Oh, CaptnmcD. Yeah, we're basically just saying like our client was the only one not in the carriage. Or was not the only one in the carriage. I worded that wrong because I'm also trying to do something at the same time. But yes. There's another girl. There's a little girl. It's someone that this dude wants to protect. But in the sense that, oh, they're just there. It's something to do. Ah! Oh no! More game! No, I don't want to see this. No, put this away. Put this away. Go away. Go away, continuing game. Where's options? Take me to the title screen. Thank you. Thank you. Take me to size. More game. No more game. Not until tomorrow. Mina, I know you want more game, but more game is tomorrow. You'll get more game later. Yeah, we can play more tomorrow. That will happen. Yeah, straight up, just like I'll have more time tomorrow, and I'm doing less, and I believe I got the Ace Attorney VODs all lined up, and they should be good to go and functional, and in order, and in a playlist, and I got the thumbnail. Finally got on top of it. Yeah, I'm actually on top of my thumbnails right now, except for like Punch Club, but I don't really have a thumbnail for that. Anyway, that being said, I woke up super late today because I was super dead from this week. Like, I didn't even stream last night because I was just like, I got home and my body just said, nah. It's a combination of heat and me deciding to play DDR, so. my body is punishing me for those decisions. But tomorrow, my body was not ready. But it will be ready, more ready next time. And with that note, I'm just going to say, thanks for watching. It's been a chill evening. If you would like to catch up with the VODs, they are on the YouTube with the link below. Follow for Twitter to see when I'm going to update next. And hit that follow button if you want to just see me on this website. To see when we're live next. CaptnmcD and I will be online tomorrow. I will tweet when I'm going live. Absolute latest is probably going to be like 7 or 8. I'm probably going to do it before that, but I want to say 7 or 8 in case anything comes up, or in case I'm not really feeling it. But that's not likely because I'm loving this game. So, thanks y'all for watching. Thanks for swinging by. I will catch you all next time. Have a good evening. And we will discover more of this mystery next time on the DPK stream.